Top 5 Deadliest Weapons of Hindu Gods. Imagine wielding weapons so powerful that they could annihilate entire armies, dry up rivers, or even bring about the end of the world. Weapons not forged by human hands but by gods, imbued with cosmic energy. Today, we're diving into the top 5 deadliest weapons of Hindu gods. Weapons that changed the course of history in one of the greatest epics ever told. Stick around because what you're about to learn will leave you in shock. Ever wondered what kind of weapons could destroy not just one person but entire worlds? The Mahabharata, an ancient Indian epic, holds the answers. These aren't your average swords or arrows. These are divine weapons that were blessed by gods themselves. And trust me, you'll want to hear the story behind weapon number 1. It's like something out of a superhero movie, but way more intense. Number 5. Brahmastra. First up is the Brahmastra. Created by Lord Brahma, the creator of the universe, this weapon was considered the ultimate tool of destruction. It was so dangerous that it could only be wielded by someone with immense discipline, concentration, and divine knowledge. In Mahabharata, Dronacharya, Pitama Bhishma, Ashwathama, Arjuna, and Karna were some of the greatest warriors of the Mahabharata that possessed this weapon, but they were warned to use it only in extreme cases. Brahmastra wasn't made of any earthly materials. It was a mantra-based weapon, meaning it was invoked using powerful incantations. The wielder would have to meditate and recite the specific mantra to summon its power. The moment the mantra was spoken, Brahmastra would gather energy from the cosmos, preparing itself for launch. Picture a cosmic force in the form of an arrow. It's like the ancient version of a targeted missile, but a million times more dangerous. When the Brahmastra was unleashed, it would target the enemy with pinpoint accuracy, destroying everything in its path. The weapon could vaporize entire cities, forests, and even bodies of water. It's said that its use would lead to severe environmental consequences, such as droughts or loss of fertility in the soil. Think of it as a nuke that not only destroys but also curses the land. Number 4. Sudarshana Chakra. Next on our list is none other than the Sudarshana Chakra, Lord Vishnu's weapon of choice. This disc-shaped weapon was said to be so fast and so precise that it could slice through anything in its path. And the best part? It never misses its target. The Sudarshana Chakra was no ordinary weapon. It was forged from divine energy by Vishvakarma, the architect of the gods, and blessed with the power of time and space. It wasn't just a weapon, it was a manifestation of Lord Vishnu's will, symbolizing the destruction of evil and the restoration of righteousness. This weapon could move faster than the speed of light, slicing through anything in its way, from enemies to entire mountains. When thrown by Lord Krishna, the Sudarshana Chakra would circle the battlefield at mind-boggling speeds, and once it locked onto a target, there was no escape. It was also capable of altering its path based on the situation. It was like a heat-seeking missile, but with the intelligence of a divine being. Imagine being on a battlefield and watching this spinning disc fly through the air, taking out everything in its path. You'd be like, yep, I'm done for the day. Where's my resignation letter? Number 3. Vajra. At number 3 we have the Vajra, the thunderbolt of Indra, the king of the Devas. If you think lightning is scary, wait till you hear about this weapon. The Vajra was not only indestructible, but could also command the forces of nature. Here's where it gets interesting. The Vajra was made from the bones of the sage Dadhichi. Yes, you heard that right. When the gods were battling the demon Vritra, they realized that only a weapon made from pure spiritual energy could defeat him. Sage Dadhichi, in an act of supreme sacrifice, offered his bones, which were then fashioned into the Vajra by Vishvakarma. The Vajra was primarily a thunderbolt weapon, capable of summoning storms and lightning. Once thrown, it could shatter any object, enemy, or barrier in its path. It was so powerful that even Indra, the wielder of this weapon, used it with caution. The Vajra was known to obliterate entire fortresses and mountains in one strike. Number 2. Pashupatastra. The Pashupatastra is up next, and this one is not for the faint of heart. This weapon, given by Lord Shiva himself, is so destructive that it could annihilate not just the physical world, but also the astral and spiritual planes. Yeah, you heard that right. It could wipe out existence itself. The Pashupatastra was a mantra-activated weapon, meaning it could only be summoned by someone who had the favor of Lord Shiva. It was believed to be powered by Shiva's own destructive energy, also known as Tandava, his cosmic dance of destruction. This weapon was so powerful that even Shiva warned Arjuna to use it wisely. When activated, the Pashupatastra could be launched from any medium, be it the mind, the eyes, words, or a bow. Once released, it would obliterate anything in its path, leaving no trace behind. Whether it was physical objects, entire armies, or even celestial beings, nothing was safe from its wrath. Arjuna, one of the greatest warriors, was granted the Pashupatastra after performing intense penance to please Lord Shiva. When Arjuna encountered a boar during his meditation, both he and Shiva, disguised as a hunter, fired arrows at it. Confrontation followed. Long story short, but Shiva was impressed by Arjuna's skill and devotion, so he gifted him the Pashupatastra. But here's the kicker. Arjuna was told that this weapon should never be used against mortals because of its devastating power. Imagine having a weapon so powerful that even the gods are like, yeah, maybe don't use that unless you absolutely have to. You kinda like having a universe to live in. Number 1. Naran Asra. Finally, we arrive at the Naran Asra, the deadliest of them all. Its weapon was said to unleash millions of arrows upon its enemies, and it would keep increasing in power the more resistance it faced. The only way to survive was to surrender. Naran Asra, or Weapon of Narayana, was created by Lord Vishnu himself. This was a weapon that not just anyone could use. It required intense devotion to Lord Vishnu, and could only be wielded once in a lifetime. Once fired, the Naran Asra could decimate anything in its path. When fired, the Naran Asra would release countless arrows, swords, and other projectiles that would target the enemies. The more the enemy fought back, the more powerful the weapon would become, making it virtually unstoppable. The only way to survive was complete surrender and a show of humility. There you have it, top 5 deadliest weapons of Hindu gods. From the Brahmastra's cosmic destruction to the Naran Astra's unstoppable barrage of arrows, these weapons were more than just tools of war. They were symbols of divine power. Let us know in the comments which weapon you think is the most terrifying. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more epic tales from ancient myths and scriptures.